So, hello, my friend. Welcome. So, in this class, we are going to start with our classless addressing, so which is also important topic from exam point of view. So, basically, we are dealing with IPv4. Earlier, we have discussed about the classful addressing. Now, we are going to start with the classless addressing. Okay. So, in that, we are having the prefix length which is given to us, and here we can divide our network. So, we can divide the network at our ease. So this thing we are going to see in the classless address. So in that we are having the notation also. So what is this notation and how to solve this question? That also very vital from the exam point of view. Okay. So let's suppose you are having a IP address. Any IP address you are having, in that we are having some slash notation here. तो आप जो भी एग्जाम देखोगे उसमें क्या होगा, एक नोटेशन गिवन होगा. So like this /24 like this. So any notation. Let's suppose IP है 10.15.2.9. ये कह देगा /28. ठीक है. सो हो सकता है /26, हो सकता है /16, हो सकता है /15, हो सकता है /19. So anything which is given to. So in that we are having the notation. That notation is very very important for us. So the notation is used in classless addressing, normally referred as the slash notation. इसको क्या कहते हैं? Slash notation. This notation is known as slash notation. Formally a classless interdomain routing, जिसको कहते हैं CIDR. CIDR. So let's suppose you want to give the examination of bank PO or bank clerk. In that we are having the computer awareness. In that examiner asks very easy peasy question. In that easy peasy question, he may ask what is the full form of CIDR. So that you need to remember this CIDR. That is classless inter-domain routing. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of inter-domain? So, inter-domain matlab kya hai? Within that domain. Let's suppose you are having a large network. In that large network, you want to make some more network. So, in that, how the routing is going to decide. So that we are having over here. In that, we are having the prefix length which is given to us. So, bytes like this 24. So let's suppose I am having an IP address of 10.15.16.18/24. So what does it mean? It means that 24 bit. These 24 bit are for network. Are for net. We know that IPv4 is of 32 bit. Out of 32 bit, if I remove 24 bit, it means I left with 6 or 8 bit. 8 bit available for my host के लिए कितना bit रहेगा available? 8 bit. So in that I can say that this 24 bit 8 plus 8 plus 8. So these are reserved for my network and this will become 0. So if I do the masking, so this masking I got here 255.255.255. ठीक है. Now I will explain in Hindi. हिंदी में होता है क्या है, कुछ आपको स्लैश गिवन हो जैसे /8 /12 /25. इसका मतलब ये जो इतनी बिट है ये आपकी किसके लिए है, ये आपकी रिजर्व्ड है नेटवर्क के लिए. इसका मतलब कि मान लो कि एक आईपी एड्रेस उठाते हैं अपन, ये वाली आईपी एड्रेस. जैसे आईपी एड्रेस गिवन आपको 220.8.24.255, तो आईपी एड्रेस इसने दे दिया /25. इसका मतलब आपकी जो 25 बिट है वो नेटवर्क के लिए रिजर्व्ड है. सो 8 बिट ये हो गई, 8 + 8 16, 8 24. एक बिट मुझे यहाँ से लेनी पड़ेगी, तो ये मेरी कितनी हो जाएंगी 25 बिट. अब नाउ हाउ कैन एक्सपेंड दिस. तो ये जो एक बिट मैं यहाँ से ले रहा हूँ, इसका मतलब ये जो 255 है कैसे लिख सकता हूँ, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 3 3 6 7 8, ये मेरे 8 1 हो गए. सो इट मीन्स दैट दिस वन इट इज बिंग रिजर्व. ये जो बिट है, ये जो एक बिट यहाँ से लूंगा, ये दिस इज कैसे कैरी टू मेक इट 25, क्योंकि 8 16 24 तो ये हो गए. One bit I need to take from here. So this will. Now this remaining bit becomes 0. So if then examiner asks what is the network ID of this, so network ID क्या होगा 220.8.24. अब एक bit मैंने ली थी, this bit represent to 128, 128/25. तो ये क्या हो गया, ये मेरा होगा network ID of this network. So this is very basic. Again, I will explain some example also. ठीक है, एक बार अपन और थोड़े एग्जांपल देख लेते हैं, जितने एग्जांपल अपन देखेंगे, सो फ्रॉम दैट एग्जांपल वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न मोर एंड मोर थिंग्स. तो दैट्स व्हाई एग्जांपल्स आर वेरी वेरी वाइटल. ठीक है, मान लो एक आईपी एड्रेस है मेरे पास. एग्जामिनर दे दे आईपी एड्रेस 10.15.16.17 /20 28 कर ले. 28. इसने बोला कि फाइंड नेटवर्क आईडी एंड ब्रॉडकास्ट आईडी. ठीक है, तो लाइक दिस वी आर हैविंग द क्वेश्चन ओवर हियर. तो एक आईपी एड्रेस है. नाउ वी आर हैविंग द /28. So now we need to find. Now this 28 bit, it means this is aware for network. अपन को पता होता है सर 8 बिट होती है. 8 प्लस 8 प्लस 8 प्लस 8. दिस इज माई IPv4. क्यों IPv4 में कितनी बिट होती है? IPv4 वी आर हैविंग 32 बिट. नाउ दिस 8 here I am having 10. Now here I am having 15. Here I am having 16 and here I am 17. अब 28 बिट करना है मुझे. 8 प्लस 8 मतलब 4 बिट मुझे यहाँ से लेनी पड़ेगी सो दैट इट विल बिकम 28. 8 16 24 प्लस 4 28. 8 प्लस 8 प्लस 8 16 प्लस 8 24 प्लस 4 28. So I need to carry here 4. So I need to break this. I need to break this. So let's expand this 17 in the form of 8 bit. 4 5 6 7 8. 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6, 2 power 7. So I need to make 17 over here. So how can I maintain 17? So 8 16. So 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. This is how I can write 17, right? This is how I can write 17. Okay. Now I need to break into. I need to take 4 bit. Why? To make it 28. मुझे इसको 28 बनाना है. मेरे पास 8 16 24 तो है. 4 एक्स्ट्रा ले रहा, मतलब इसको मैं ब्रेक कर रहा हूँ. तो 4 मैं यहाँ से फ्रॉम हेयर आई विल काउंट 1 2 3 4. ये मेरा 4 होगा. So this I am going to available in my this to make it 28. So this will become part of network. तो ये जो रिमेनिंग है ये किसके लिए हो जाएगी? होस्ट के लिए. तो जो होस्ट के लिए बिट होंगी दैट विल बिकम 0. तो अब 0 0 कर दो. ये जो 1 है ये भी 0 हो जाएगा. नाउ ये जो बिट है इसको एज इट इज रखना. तो व्हाट इज दिस? 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 और फिर यहाँ पे क्या 0 0 0. सो दिस वन रिप्रेजेंट टू 16 ओवर हियर. इसको रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है 16 को कर रहा है ये वाला वन. So I am having the network ID of this IP. I am having 10.15.16.16. 10.15.16.16. This is my /28. ये क्या बन गया मेरा नेटवर्क आईडी. नाउ अब एग्जामिनर बोल क्या रहा है? मुझे ब्रॉडकास्ट आईडी निकालना है. अब ब्रॉडकास्ट आईडी में मैं क्या करता हूँ? ये जो आखिरी के 4 जीरो हैं इनको मैं 1 1 कर दूं. 1 1 1. ये जो आखिरी के मेरे 4 अवेलेबल होस्ट, इनको मैंने 1 1 किया. मैंने पुट 1 1 1. व्हाट विल बिकम 15. 15 ये हो गया और 16 ये है. 16 प्लस 15 कितना हो गया? 1 2 3 31. तो 10.15.16.31/28. तो ये क्या बन गया मेरा? ब्रॉडकास्ट. बट दिस विल बिकम माय ब्रॉडकास्ट. So like this examiner can ask questions and we can solve the question. Okay, so the more examples we are going to see in later on. आगे अपन और एग्जांपल्स वगैरह देखेंगे. Okay, now CIDR, classless inter-domain routing strategy, addressing or address aggregation. Sometimes it's called address summarization. क्या है? When blocks of address are combined to create a larger block, routing can be done based on the prefix of the larger. ठीक है. अब इसमें ये कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट है फ्रॉम एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. इन दैट वी आर हैविंग दिस होस्ट एड्रेस क्या होता है?
लिमिटेड ब्रॉडकास्ट एड्रेस क्या होता है, व्हाट इज द लूप बैक एड्रेस, व्हाट इज द प्राइवेट आईपी एड्रेस एंड व्हाट इज द मल्टीकास्ट। सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है प्राइवेट आईपी। Let's suppose if I ask what is the private address of class A usually, that is 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255। क्लास बी में क्या होता है 172.16.0.0 to 172.31.255.250। नाउ क्लास सी में व्हाट इज द प्राइवेट आईपी एड्रेस 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.255.250। So this is the private test. So sometimes the examiner can also ask in MC. Okay, this is very important from exam point of view. He is going to give you some option. Then he will ask you find which of the following is a private IP address. So like this, he can frame the question. So whatever the question he want to frame, let him frame. If your basic understanding is clear, then it would be very very great. ठीक है, तो उससे होगा कि आपका आराम से एग्जाम में जो है वो आपका आराम से एग्जाम क्लियर हो जाए। Now this host address, we are having this host address. So the only address in the block 0.0.0.32 is this host address. क्या होता है आपका this host address? So this is also important from exam point of view. Sometimes the examiner also asks this question too. इसको आप लिख लो, थोड़ा सा याद कर लो, important है। Wherever you are making the notes, do write this. This is important. So this is used whenever the host needs to send an IP diagram, but it does not know the own address to use as the source address. जब आपको अपना एड्रेस नहीं है पता कि मेरा क्या एड्रेस है, तो when it does not know its own address, use the address of the source। तो क्या करेगा वो सोर्स एड्रेस का यूज करेगा। तो होगा क्या, इसको क्या होगा दिस डॉट होस्ट एड्रेस मिल जाएगी। एमसीक्यू में आ सकता है, याद कर लो। नॉर्मल एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चन द एग्जामिनर कैन आस्क which of the following is a this host address। so he is going to give you some options, option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4। so if you remember the option then you can tick, otherwise you are not able to tick। Okay? Now limited broadcast address, so this is also important from exam point of view। this only address in the block 255 252 is known as limited broadcast IP। this is also important from exam point of view। he is going to give you 4 options and he will ask you which of the following is a limited broadcast। you need to tick and you need to find it। अगर याद होगा, if you remember then you are able to answer the question, otherwise you will see here and there। so that's why wherever you are writing your own notes, so do write this is also important from exam point of view। It is used whenever the router or a host need to send a diagram to all the devices। आपको कोई broadcast message का, you want to send a broadcast message to all the devices in the network, whatever the network you are having in the network, when you want to send the all the network, so this we can use। ये क्या हो जाएगा, यहाँ पे यूज हो जाएगा। Okay, the router in the network however block the packet, this address as well destination packet cannot travel outside the network। ये भी if the examiner wants to ask little bit high level of question from the basic concept, होता क्या है
from the basic concept when examiner think, okay, let's make some this question little bit tricky. So when your concepts are not clear, अगर आप सिर्फ ऑप्शन ऑप्शन याद करके जाते हो और वो कुछ कुछ reframe करके in other direction or some in tricky way when he want to ask the question, so theoretical question he can ask, then he will ask true and false. He will give you the statement, he will ask whether this statement is true or not. So if you know the statement is true, then you are able to answer the, you tick. So he will ask option like A and B is right, B and C is right, all are right, A and C is right. So like this. So this statement also need to be clear in your mind. So now we are having the loopback address. So this address is known as loopback address 127.0.0.0 to slash. This is known as loopback address. So in that loopback address, what we are having here, we are having a packets. One of the address in this block as the destination address never leaves the hook. तो आप अपने आप को मैसेज कर रहे हो when you talk to yourself. Sometimes we are alone and we wants to talk to ourselves. होता है. So in the same also, when you are making application, let's suppose you want to make an application, let's suppose you want to deploy a local host server. When you are going to create a website on your own machine, you are not deploying your application on a specific server on your own machine. When you are making deploying any server, so in that case we can use the loopback address. इस केस में हम क्या यूज कर सकते हैं? We can use the loopback address in this case. Then we are having the private IP address. So 4 blocks are assigned here, 10, 172, 192. इसको रहने देना. 192.168 ठीक है. ये 255 नहीं होता है यहाँ पे यूजुअली, इन माय ओपिनियन ये नहीं होता. ये यूजुअली 3 ब्लॉक होते हैं, बट इन सम बुक इट इज 4 ब्लॉक, बट इन माय नॉलेज 3 ही ब्लॉक होते हैं. बट इन सम बुक एज आई हैव सीन 4 भी लिखा रहता है किसी किसी वेबसाइट में. इन सम वेबसाइट इट इज रिटन आल्सो 3 ब्लॉक, बट इन मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द वेबसाइट व्हिच आई हैव सीन, in that I have found 3 only. Okay. Multicast address. So it is reserved for the multicast address. Now DHCP. ये DHCP होता क्या है? So DHCP first I will explain in English, then I will explain in Hindi. So whenever as a network administrator you don't want to assign IP address whoever the new who are going to disconnect whenever you restart your system, you don't want to assign the IP address each and everyone. So you are going to configure your router in such a way that whenever the new device is added, it is the router is automatically going to check the available IP address and it is going to assign one of the IP address to the new device automatically. So same thing goes here also. In this also, we are going to define or you can say set the rules as a protocol for the DHCP. Okay. Now in Hindi, जब आप एक नेटवर्क एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हैं, आपके यहाँ पे कोई राउटर है, अब वहां पे क्या होता है जितने भी उस या कोई कोई भी आपके पास नेटवर्क डिवाइस है, जब भी कोई नए नए डिवाइस ऐड होते हैं, हम क्या करते हैं उसके पास एक आईपी एड्रेस होता है. नाउ वी वांट दैट कि हम एक एक करके सबको आईपी एड्रेस ना दें, जो जो आता जाए उसको ऑटोमेटिकली आईपी मिलती जाए. तो हम क्या करते हैं, प्रोटोकॉल होता है. प्रोटोकॉल क्या होता है? सेट ऑफ रूल्स होता है. तो हम क्या करते हैं अपने नेटवर्किंग के अंदर डीएचसीपी जो प्रोटोकॉल होता है उसको टिक करके रखते हैं. सो उसमें क्या होगा, जब भी कोई नया आएगा डिवाइस तो आपका जो नेटवर्क होगा उसको ऑटोमेटिकली आईपी दे देगा. तो DHCP derived from earlier protocol that is boot key. Ethernet address are configured in a unique network by their manufacturer. They are unique. IP address must be unique on the given internetwork, but also reflect structure in the internet. The main goal of DHCP is to minimize the amount of manual configuration required for a host. सिर्फ मेन काम इसका यही होता है. इसका फुल फॉर्म ऑल्सो sometimes the full form examiner asks, but not in your exam, but not in the IT officer exam. अगर आप IT officer का exam दे रहे हो, in that IT or officer exam, it is not going to ask the question. But when you are going to give the examination of bank PO, bank clerk, or any examination, in that there is a computer awareness. So in that computer awareness, examiner can also ask what is the DSCP, explain the DSCP. So in that we can say that DSCP is a dynamic host configuration protocol. Okay, वहां पे आ सकता है, आपके एग्जामिनेशन में नहीं आएगा. ठीक है. So if a new network computer is connected to a network, DSCP provide all necessary information, full system integration to the network. DSCP based on a client server model. किस मॉडल पे बेस्ड होता है? Client server model. DSCP client send a request to the DSCP server. So this request we are going to see later on. We are going to say which the server respond with the IP address. हम क्या करेंगे? हम request देंगे. I need a IP. So it will send the DSCP request. Now server is going to give the IP address to it. So DHCP server is responsible for providing configuration information to the. There is at least one DHCP server for the administrative domain. DHCP server can function as a centralized repository for host configuration information. तो ये जो DHCP है, इसके बाद जितने भी आपके होस्ट हैं, whatever the host you are having the network, it is going to maintain all the configuration its own. So the DHCP server maintain a pool of available address in that hands out the available host, we can say whichever IP address available to him to the IP address. Now we will see here by some diagram. तो ये आपका host है, this is your network. So whenever the new device is connected to a network, आप कोई एक नया लैपटॉप लेके, you have brought a new laptop, now you want to connect the new laptop or new device into a network, but that network is having some own security like this, and you are not having the IP address. So whenever you are going to configure it, तो होगा क्या यहाँ पे automatically IP address लेगा. So first it will send a request to this. So once it is going to request, then the DHCP server will check its pool. इसका जो pool होगा, it's going to check its pool. What are the available IP address I'm having? So one of the IP address he is going to pick, and he is going to assign that IP address to the server. So this is important. So here we are having a DHCP client and DHCP server. So DHCP client कौन सी request भेजता है? DHCP discover. DHCP discover. So it means it is going to request for an IP address. Now the DHCP server is going to offer an IP address. So it will say DHCP off. So now it will set DHCP request again. So IP address selection. तो ये इसने जो IP address offer दी है, he'll say okay. He is saying that yes, this IP address I am registering to myself. So this client will say okay, whatever the IP address you have provided me, I am registering it. So you can also update in your database that this IP address assigned to me. So he will say yes, I have accepted this IP address, and this IP address I have assigned to my PC. Now you can update this. Now it is going to, you can say send yes DHCP selection. So whatever the IP address you have offered me, I have selected this, and I have configured this IP address in my host. You can also update your database. So he is going to also, okay, he will say yes, I also acknowledge I have updated this IP address. So that any new device, कोई भी एक नया device आएगा, तो ये क्या करेगा? ये same IP address he is not going to assign to the new device address. If he assign, then there will be IP conflict. So to prevent this, he is going to check from the pool again. He is going to update the pool, whatever the pool he is having the of the IP address, he is going to update. Yes, earlier I am having 100 IP address, now I have assigned one IP, now I left with 99 IP address. So whenever the new device is going to connect, he is going to pick one IP from the remaining 99 and going to assign the new IP address. So like this, it is going to happen. Now the new booted or the attached host, whichever the new laptop, whichever new device you have added. So DHCP discover message a special IP address 255, 258, 250, which an IP broadcast. It means this received by all the host and router on the network. ठीक है, तो ये मैंने एक ब्रॉडकास्ट मैसेज भेज दिया, हे आई एम न्यू आई एम न्यू आई एम न्यू आई एम न्यू. तो DHCP use the concept of relay agent. There is at least one relay edge on each network. So this relay agent is configured with the IP address of the DHCP server. When the relay agent receives the DHCP request, DHCP discover IP address. तो जैसे ही इस एजेंट को ये वाली रिक्वेस्ट मिलेगी, whenever this agent is going to receive this request, he is going to know that yes, a new device is been entered in our network. So he is going to send a unicast message to the DHCP server and awaits for the response. Whenever it's going to receive the response, and it is going to update on the client also, yes, this is a new IP. So this is what I have said. First, he is going to send the DHCP server, discover. He will say, hey, there is a new device attached in my network. Please give him an IP address. So DHCP server is going to going to listen the request of the DHCP client, and he is going to offer the IP. Okay? So this is a DHCP message format. So in some high level of question, easy nahi, some high level of question, examiner may ask question from this, but this is a very high level. Okay. So just you can see this, just you can see what are the things which is mentioned.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes. Any question you are having?
Sir, I just have a question like कि DHCP और अपीपा में डिफरेंस क्या है? अगर DHCP भी सर्वर के थ्रू अप्रूव करता है और अपीपा विंडोज के थ्रू अप्रूव करता है, तो दे आर अपीपा या
पीपे का मेरे को आइडिया नहीं है.
ओके. DHCP लाइक अपन सर्वर पे कोई भी जब मशीन अटैच होगी तो ऑटोमेटिक आईपी एड्रेस करता है, राइट?
हम्म.
अपीपा भी वही करता है लेकिन वो विंडोज सर्वर के लिए करता है. दोनों में डिफरेंस फिर ज्यादा कुछ है नहीं, राइट?
नहीं, अपीपा का मेरे को आइडिया नहीं है, क्योंकि अपीपा मैंने सिलेबस में नहीं देखा. अपने सिलेबस में अपीपा का नाम था. फुल फॉर्म तो याद है कुछ, ये
ऑटोमेटिक
ऑटोमेटिक कुछ आईपी एड्रेस असाइन कुछ ऐसे कुछ होगा, बट नहीं, इसका आइडिया नहीं है अपीपा का. I will see, and if I find any difference, and I will update in the next class. भी नहीं याद आ रहा मुझे.
थैंक यू सर.
Okay, so in next class we are going to start with our net, and in the next class also we are going to see some questions of the classless address, because these are very important from exam point of view. So we are going to see some numericals also. The numericals we are going to ask in some PYQ questions. I will try to get some PYQ questions of the classless, so that PYQ question may be included in ISRO examination or your UGC NET or GATE examination. So that we can also know how the examiner is going to ask the classless questions. Okay, now see you in the next class.
सॉरी टू डिस्टर्ब अगेन.
Yes, please ask question.
सर, आई जस्ट हैव अ डाउट. आपने अभी जो